The wrestlers are introduced as they come up into the ring with their keshomawashi on. That's the heavily embroidered aprons they wear. Goes with this ritual. And there's some local beauties, otherwise known as Hakata Bijin. Hakata beauties. Hakata, a place very close, near part of Kyushu. In fact, where the Mongolian invasions landed some 800-900 years ago. So now let's go to our first bout. It's Aogiyama fights Kitazakura. They've never fought before. Kitazakura there being driven back by the throat thrusts of Aogiyama, but he's spent a lot of time recently in the lower division, judo division. He's got a bandaged left leg there, so injury-wise not doing too well. Although most of these wrestlers have got some pretty bad injuries. Kitazakura there shrugs off Aogiyama's arm and then closes in with a pretty firm grip. Once he got that grip, he then hustled Aogiyama out with a yorikiri. Yorikiri, of course, the #1 technique. Winning technique, counts for about 40% of most of the wins. Hayateumi, 125 kilos, lightweight. Still suffering from gout. Here fights Higonoumi with a badly taped up, or heavily taped up shoulder there. Both wrestlers settling into the belt sumo. Not too many slaps to the face. And then it's Hayateumi who gets that one. Manages to nudge Higonoumi out with yorikiri. So that's 6th straight win for Hayateumi. He's certainly doing very well. That was his score in the previous basho when he only scored 6 over the whole period. And that was the 3rd loss for Higonoumi. Now Takanonami fights Mongolian Kyokushuzan, otherwise known as the Storm, Arashi in Japanese. These two have fought 17 times. Takanonami's won 10 of them. But he's on the way down, and Kyokushuzan seems to be on a little bit of a roll at present. Well, that was a mistake there. Kyokushuzan looked like he was slowly but surely driving Takanonami back out of the ring with the tsupari attacks, and then he skidded over. So win there for Takanonami. That's his 5th win and 1 loss, and 1st loss for Kyokushuzan. Otsukasa against Tamakasuga. They've fought 5 times previously. Tamakasuga's won 3 of them. A cautious start there by both wrestlers. So Otsukasa, though, gets the initiative right from the start and manages to keep Tamakasuga off balance and blast him out with oshidashi. Veteran Daizen now fights the hairiest, or the most hairy wrestler in the Makuuchi division. These two have fought 5 times previously. Wakanoyama on the right there's won 3 of them, so it's almost even between the 2 of them. So there's lots of pushing sumo here, oshi sumo as it's known. Neither wrestler seems to be looking for the belt, quite content just to push. Finally, Wakanoyama looks for the front of the belt there with his left arm, and having got it, he manages to hustle Daizen out. 2nd win for Daizen, 3rd win for Wakanoyama. We haven't seen too much prize money dished out for these bouts. Japan is going through a pretty bad recession. Not a lot of money spare. Now, Chiyotenzan against Akinoshima. They've had 10 head-to-heads, each has won 5 times. Chiyotenzan there jumps the gun. Very even start eventually by these two. So Chiyotenzan there almost loses his arm to Akinoshima, but he bungs in there a couple of kirikaishis or leg sweeps, mix of the two, and that rocked Akinoshima, knocked him off balance, and eventually it was yorikiri move that pushed him out over the edge. Now, Oginishiki, it's a pretty fast mover. Doesn't seem to have a lot of muscle on him, but he's not too heavy, 138 kilos. That's Kyokutenho at 145. Well, that was speedy movements for sure from Oginishiki, but Kyokutenho managed to get round behind him and push him out from the rear. Fourth win for Kyokutenho and fifth loss for Oginishiki. So now Toki from the Takasago stable fights Kotonowaka from the Sadokataki stable. Well, these two stables will be merging next spring. Sadokataki is quite a big stable. It's got some nearly 30 wrestlers in it. Takasago not quite so big. Kotonowaka there seemed to have got Toki on the run, and there he suddenly switches. Toki seemed to expect another push there, but in fact it was a pull and a twist from Kotonowaka that spun him over. Tochiazuma coming out, and here fighting there. His opponent on the other side, Kaiho. Next we have Takanowaka against Tochinonada. These two have fought 8 times before. Tochinonada won 6 of them, and he's about 25 kilos heavier than Takanowaka with the reddish-brown mawashi. Well, that's you see Takanowaka there skidding away. Didn't look too happy on that as his feet went away from him. But there again, if you lean into your opponent with too much of an angle to it, your feet won't get much purchase on the dohyo surface. 6th straight loss for Takanowaka. He's having a pretty poor basho this time. Now Tosanoumi against Asashoryu. Well, Tosanoumi doesn't like being sidestepped, likes them to come straight at him. Let's see what Asashoryu will do this time. Well, he seems to be going straight at Tosanoumi. Whoa, and look at that, he really dumped him in the audience. It was dangerous for the audience here. It's a lot of weight to fall on top of you. Let's watch this one again. Pretty wide stance from Asashoryu. You can see some of those slaps. Seems to be even more slaps, harite as they're known. Then he gets the belt. Having got the belt, he really dumps Tosanoumi into the laps of the people sitting close by. You can see he's disturbed his sumo hairdo there, the uchomage. Now Tochiazuma, with 5 straight wins, fights Kaiho with 4 wins and 1 loss. These two only fought once before, and it was Tochiazuma who won that time. Well, Kaiho certainly improved. He had 10 wins his last basho, and he got married in June. It all seems to have happened from about that time. He's quoted as saying that his food has got a lot better since he got married. Let's see what Tochiazuma thinks of that. Not very much. So certainly a much more powerful performance from the Sekiwaki ranked wrestler. Straight thrust out, tsukidashi move from Tochiazuma shoves Kaiho out without too much trouble. So second loss for Kaiho there, and 6th straight win for Tochiazuma. Let's watch it one again. Tochiazuma comes out, drops his head, keeps his head fairly low, but manages to straight arm Kaiho, gets him moving back a bit. More pushes all the way straight to the edge and over. Now it's interesting two here. We've got Kotomitsuki, who won a tournament. Dejima, who won a tournament. Dejima, who was an amateur champion, got 11 titles. Kotomitsuki, who got 27 titles. So Kotomitsuki can look at Dejima and think, well, that could be me over there. Injuries put paid to your sumo life. They certainly bring it to a pretty slow stop. Well, that's Dejima winning that one. Despite his bad leg, still manages to get the odd win. So that's third win for Dejima and third loss for Kotomitsuki. So it doesn't look like Kotomitsuki is going to do remotely as well as he did in the last basho, when he had 13 wins and 2 losses and won the basho. So now Musoyama fights Tokitsuumi. You see the hands are clapped. Then the palms are opened out wide, then the arms are spread out wide to the side, then the palms are turned down again. Quite a complicated ritual. So these two have fought twice before. Musoyama's won both of them. Well, there's a bit of power from Musoyama. Disposes of Tokitsuumi without too much trouble. That was the 6th straight loss for Tokitsuumi. 5th win for Musoyama. Musoyama looking a bit leaner. He lost about 8 kilos during the tour, the Jungyo, just before this basho. He's a big wrestler, 177 kilos. It's quite a lot, really. That's about 27.5 stone, 385 pounds or so. Sumo muscle and fat. This time it's Kaiho against Waka and Osato. These two fought 8 times previously. Kaiho won 5 of them. But Kaiho had a pretty bad basho last time, not having too good a one this time, so he's got 2 losses so far, and it's only day 6. But Waka and Osato's got 4 losses, so he's not doing quite so well either. Well, that was a powerful victory there for Kaiho. Charged out, got a grip pretty quickly around the waist, and then just bundled Waka and Osato out with yorikiri. Looking quite composed is Kaiho. Obviously didn't bang his face there. At the end of these bouts, quite often the wrestlers, you can see from the grimaces on their face, they get pretty banged around during the techiai and then the slam, the atari. So 4th win for Kaiho there, 5th loss for Waka and Osato. Now the Musubi no Ban, the final bout of day 6. Between Musashi Maru and Tamanoshima. Tamanoshima hasn't been in this Makuuchi division for very long. Musashi Maru has been here since 1991. 8 tournaments to his credit. 8 tournaments won. So a slow start there by Musashi Maru. Just seemed to content to absorb Tamanoshima's charge. Tamanoshima certainly pushing him very hard and slowly moving the big man back to the edge of the ring. But now it looks like Musashi Maru's got both arms locked in underneath. He's trying a double arm lock, but Tamanoshima's enduring that, and that double hold under the arms, it can be a very powerful one, although he's really outweighed by Musashi Maru. Considerably outweighed by him. So Musashi Maru will be squeezing those arms together, trying to put almost there, you can see it there, almost putting on a double arm lock or shoulder lock even. It's stressing the joints of the elbow and the shoulder. He seems quite happy to stand there. He knows that massive weight leaning on his opponent will drain him of strength. And then at some point he'll start moving forward, and there it is. Well, Tamanoshima was hanging on the edge there, but eventually Musashi Maru nudged him over with kimedashi. Well, that was a good bout. Masashi Maru didn't come out particularly hard and fast at the beginning. Seemed content to absorb Tamanoshima's charge. Looked at one point as if he could have lost that one. Oh, there's that massive strain on Tamanoshima's arms. So at the end of day 6, Masashi Maru and Tochiazuma and Hayateumi with 6 straight wins. And a group behind consisting of Musayama, Kyokushuzan and Takanonami has 5 wins and 1 loss. But it's very early days yet. Now you can see Chiyotakai is withdrawn. It's the bow twirling ceremony, as always. The wrestler who does it always the same one. He practices it. There are certain things he has to practice as well. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with days 7, 8 and 9. This is Sidho from Kyushu. Take care and sayonara.